Let me tell you about a woman named Karen. Karen spent 29 years as a project manager at a large healthcare company. She did everything the system told her to do. She climbed the ladder, maxed out her 401k, invested in index funds, avoided lifestyle creep, and stayed disciplined when everyone else was upgrading their cars and homes. By 60, she was done. $1.6 million invested, no debt, a paid-off house, healthcare covered. On paper, she won. She retired early, hugged her coworkers, deleted her work email, and told everyone she was finally going to live. The first few months felt like a victory lap. She slept until 9, went on long walks, caught up on shows she'd saved for years, took a couple of nice trips. By month 5, the trips were over. By month 7, the days started blending together. By month 9, she was waking up tired despite doing nothing all day. At her one-year checkup, her doctor noticed something strange. Her blood pressure was worse. Her anxiety was higher. Her memory scores were lower than the year before. At 62, Karen told a friend quietly, "I don't know what I'm for anymore." Karen didn't fail at retirement. She succeeded at it exactly as designed. And that's the problem. My name is Shaby, and I spend an unhealthy amount of time thinking about why the thing we're all racing toward might be the wrong finish line entirely. If you're grinding toward retirement as the ultimate goal, dreaming of the day you can finally stop working, hit subscribe, because what I'm about to share may completely change how you think about money and freedom. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Retirement isn't natural. For almost all of human history, there was no such thing as stopping. People contributed until they physically couldn't. And when contribution stopped, decline followed quickly. The idea that humans should spend 20 or 30 years in pure leisure is incredibly new, less than a century old. Your brain didn't evolve for that. Your nervous system didn't evolve for that. Your sense of identity definitely didn't evolve for that. And when you remove purpose suddenly, the body reacts. Study after study shows the same pattern. People who retire experience sharp declines in mental health, physical health, and cognitive function, especially in the first few years. Rates of depression spike, memory worsens, chronic illness increases, mortality risk rises, not because people get older, but because something essential gets removed. Work, even imperfect work, provides things we don't notice until they're gone. Structure, identity, social contact, challenge, a reason to wake up tomorrow. When those disappear overnight, most people don't replace them. They drift, and drifting is deadly. Now, before you get defensive, let me be clear. I am not saying work is sacred. I'm not saying your job is your purpose. I'm not saying you should grind forever at something you hate. What I am saying is this. There is a massive difference between retirement and financial independence, and confusing them can quietly ruin your life. Retirement is about stopping. Financial independence is about choosing. Retirement says, "I've done enough, now I withdraw." Financial independence says, "I no longer need money to dictate my choices." Same savings, same math, wildly different outcomes. Let's put numbers on it. Imagine you've reached financial independence. $1.5 million invested, $55,000 a year in expenses. You're covered. Path 1, you retire. You fill time with entertainment, travel, hobbies that never quite turn into anything serious. You consume. Path 2, you leave the job you didn't like and redirect your energy. You build something. You mentor. You create. You volunteer. You work part-time. You pursue something you do even if no one paid you. Financially identical, psychologically opposite. The difference isn't money, it's purpose. And purpose isn't optional. Here's what work secretly gives us. First, structure. Days that mean something. A reason to get up. A rhythm to life. Remove that, and sleep schedules collapse. Motivation evaporates, and unhealthy habits creep in fast. Second, identity. For better or worse, humans anchor their sense of self in contribution. When someone asks, "What do you do?" and you answer, "Nothing," something breaks internally. Third, social connection. Most adult friendships come from work. Retirement deletes that social network instantly. especially for men. Loneliness isn't just sad, it's lethal. Fourth, challenge. Your brain needs difficulty to stay alive. When learning stops, decline accelerates. This is why cognitive deterioration often speeds up after retirement. And fifth, meaning. Humans don't thrive on comfort. They thrive on usefulness. When you're no longer needed, the body keeps score. Now here's the twist most people miss. The people who thrive in retirement usually didn't retire at all. They just stopped doing paid work they didn't care about. They stayed engaged. They stayed useful. They stayed needed. In places with the longest-lived populations on Earth, there isn't even a word for retirement. People farm, teach, care for others, and create well into old age. Not because they have to, but because they want to. So here's the reframe. Don't plan for retirement. Plan for financial independence plus purpose. Solve the money problem aggressively, but solve the purpose problem first. Build an identity beyond your job now. Develop skills unrelated to your career. Invest in relationships that don't disappear when your paycheck does. Challenge your brain outside of work. Figure out what you'd do if money stopped mattering. Because one day, if you're lucky, it will. The goal is not a life where you do nothing. The goal is a life where you only do what matters to you. Retirement, as sold to us, is freedom from responsibility. Financial independence is freedom to choose responsibility. One leads to emptiness, the other leads to longevity. Karen didn't struggle because she lacked money. She struggled because no one told her that purpose doesn't automatically appear when work disappears. Don't make that mistake. Pursue financial independence. Then keep going. If this changed how you think about money, hit like, subscribe, and stick around. I'll see you in the next one.